standing ovation. I said that he'd have a big support here, Jess Harding. I was right. And a prolonged applause for him.
And his opponent in the blue corner with the red shorts, with 30 wins from 30 contests, the defending British champion, today at the weigh-in, Hardy scaled 16 stone 2 pounds, Mason 17 stone 5 pounds. Your referee for the contest, Larry O'Connell, and your timekeeper, Lou Hubbard. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
Certainly got a very large upper body, Jim, hasn't he, Gary Mason? It's just that bulk around the hips and the backside that a bit deceptive, really. He's got fast hands.
Yeah, but he's surprisingly agile. He has a good rhythm, good movement. And he carries his weight well, a big frame. I don't think his weight's a problem. It's nice to see actually heavyweights in Britain becoming as big as Mason.
Trainer Freddie King there, used to be with the old Jim Wick stable. He's the think tank for Jeff Harding tonight. Jess Harding was getting mixed up. Jeff Harding was the man who defeated Dennis Andrews for the light heavyweight championship of the world. So now, will we get the explosive start? Mason's last opponent, Terry Armstrong, was derided in the press, and even honest Mason said he wasn't very pleased with that one, but he knows he can't hang around with this fellow. A lot of threats coming in. Well, there's been talk about, is it a mismatch? Certainly from the Lawless camp at one time, thought they was putting Harding in a bit too much above his head. Gum shields out there, and it's Harding's. Minute gone. And he's willing to stand and trade punches with him, Harding. He's got to do that by the look of it. Oh, it's connecting well with that southpaw left hand, Jim, there, Harding.
Yeah, Mason a little bit careless there. He imposed himself right from the opening bell, landed some good shots, but he's been a little bit careless. Harding's come back with good counters. Mason can't afford to let the underdog gain his confidence. He has to keep control. It was a controlled start, but he's just a little bit careless there.
So I said he may look ponderous sometimes in movements to Mason, but just watch the reflexes. On the other hand, Harding seems to have no fear in him at all. He's been really well pumped up for this fight, and he says, I really fancy my chances. I know people have been writing me off, but certainly not my manager and the followers. Oh, the right-hand punch there. He nearly went over from that, but he pulled himself back over there, Harding. He's been down. He went down with Al Malcolm, but he got up again and got a draw with him, whom Mason had beaten twice. There it is, into the last 30 seconds of the opening round then. I tell you, it's quite a bit of tension time here with the followers of both camps, particularly the Harding camp. People daren't blink or look down at their programs here at Brentwood in Essex. Oh, what a right-hand punch that was. Flush on the chin there. I doubt whether he'll get over this round, although he's running out of time. The right-hand punch really did it, and he's got to continue the count. And Larry O'Connell just glanced at the timekeeper, and if he stays up long enough, the bell's going to interfere, and it is. And he just managed to stop Mason from charging in there. And led back to the corner there by Freddie King. Very groggy indeed, Jim.
Well, we won't see a more positive start from Gary Mason. Took a few chances in the middle of the round, but his own punching was spot on. He's getting to his rhythm very quickly. He took a few good shots back from Harding, but wasn't troubled in the slightest. But we saw the effect of Harding's punches. Here we come. Harding all over the place. It was an overarm right. There it goes, banging the target. He did very well to keep his footing there.
And then in the overhead shot as well, Jim. I mean, that was some right hand. He ruled that well, but had it been earlier in the round, well, I think it probably could have been curtains there. There it is.
Second out. Round 2.
Out for the second then. Well, the chin has been tested. There's no need to test Harding's ticker because he's a game guy, all right, but he's going to need to be. You see, he's putting the punches together well here, Mason. He's accurate with them too, and it doesn't look as though it's going to go, Jim. No, it won't now. He's out in the second. And they've dived in there. The referee stopped it while he's on the floor, turning him on the side. And the boxing board of control doctors in the ring right away. This fella was a bit lethal tonight, Jim, even allowing for the fact that there were people that thought that Harding wasn't ready for him. Yeah, well, he still did it in style.
There must have been pressure on Mason tonight because everybody expected him to win. I'm a bit concerned at the way Harding went over there. His head's really thumped that canvas, and at this moment I'm a little bit concerned that no serious damage is taking place. But Mason's performance was flawless. He knew he had too much power, too much strength and experience. He boxed far more rounds than Harding. He just took the fight with the scruff of the neck and stayed there. But hopefully Harding is going to fully recover from that. But his head really thumped the canvas after he went over.
There's quite a bit of padding under this canvas as well. I'm pleased to say I just showed over there the sponge, and which is obligatory, of course. Now the doctor's there he is, the border control doctor, very experienced. He will not let him move at all until he's absolutely satisfied that he's capable of getting up okay. And he's insisting on him staying there. Obviously, gum shield or mouthpiece, as they call it in America, is being removed. Well, there's no doubt about it, Jim. Maybe he did get there too quickly, eh?
Yeah, well, obviously, once Mason moved into gear, you saw the difference in class, the difference in quality. It's maybe just now a pity that he hadn't got caught a little bit earlier in the first round, and it would have been all over then, because those punches he took in the second round, but the punches, as you can see, are really solid. But when he went over, the back of his head really thumped the canvas, and I think that caused more damage. He was almost out on his feet before the last punch landed. Very brave, plenty of courage, but look at the head here. You see the way the head went down, the gum shield came out. That was a horrible punch.
Well, while we're waiting for this recovery of Harding, Mason's people are saying that they want him to go on and fight for the Commonwealth Championship against Derek Williams, or maybe the vacant European Championship. But we're more concerned now that this fellow recovers okay, and some sensible restraint really from photographers on the outside of the ropes. Nick Owen, word with you, and Frank Bruno.
Yes, thanks very much, Reg. Well, I'm sure, Frank, you're delighted that Gary Mason won, but my goodness, the immediate reaction is one of concern for Jess Harding.
Very, very sad, because if this one do boxing any good, he's up now.
Right, well, perhaps we can see from the ringside now that seems to be some movement taking place. But he was absolutely outclassed, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But it was exciting while it lasted.
But, I mean, people are talking about it being a terrible mismatch, and I mean, it's rather vindicated, that.
Right, you can say that again. But, you know, he had his chance, he give it all he had. You know, you can't ask for no more than that, really.
Yeah, I mean...
Ladies and gentlemen, in 30 seconds of the second round, the referee has stopped the contest. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Mason is
Yes, Harding.
Just he went down pretty badly there when he got that punch, and I think he banged his head as well, and he's been down there for some time, and I've been really worried, but thankfully he's up and he's okay.
Yeah, during the commercial break he seems to be up and taking notice. Some people close to you describe this as a mismatch after what's happened here. Did you agree with that?
I still don't think it was a mismatch. Jess, obviously, he can become British champion, but he's not ready for that yet. He caught me with a few punches in the first round in the earlier exchanges, but as was said before, I think I'm underestimated as a fighter, and his management and his team, they underestimated me, and that was why the outcome was like this.
That's right. It had some effect, that punch, or was it one of the best you've ever thrown?
I don't know. I don't think it was that punch in particular, because he went down at the end of the first, and then he took more punches in that beginning of that round, and obviously it was accumulation of punches, but that one was the one that finished him.
That's right. It was the bell that stayed at the end of the first. I think we can see it here, the decisive moments in the second.
Straight right, which is the punch for the southpaws, and that one and the left hook missed there. See, he was already in trouble before those flurry of punches, that one, and then the bang of the head, which made matters a lot worse than they would have been.
That's right.
But I think from the very first round, Jess, he had the look of fear in his eyes, although he fought back a lot in the first round, and he caught me with a few punches in the first round, but at the end of the first round, when he went down, he didn't recover in the corner, and I went out, and I capitalised on that. I went out and steamed in.
You had, if I can use a phrase, your fight face on here tonight. You were almost the away fighter, weren't you?
That's right. Well, it gives you more inspiration to be the away fighter. It's the first time I've been the away fighter, and you can hear the crowd is still shouting for Jess now. And while they're doing all the shouting, Jess is the one that suffers because they're not in the ring. They can shout as much as they like, but they shouldn't do it from out there because their man's the one that suffers for it.
Do you think you might have given yourself a bit of credibility tonight? I know that might seem strange because you've won 31 on the spin now, but there were people who were doubting some of the opponents you've been in with.
When my next fight comes up, they'll be saying the same thing.
Yeah.
He's had them, and who has he fought, and who has he beat? And it's going to be there's always more questions than answers, but I keep giving the answers in here, and they keep asking the questions out there, and we'll carry on until something else happens.
You've done that. Let me call in your manager, Terry Lawless, here. Terry, it's fair to say that I've seen you look happier after victories from other fighters.
Well, I don't like to see anybody get knocked out like that. You know, the boy was badly hurt, and I don't like to see that anybody get hurt.
You had a few misgivings about the match from the start, didn't you?
Well, I was talking purely from a managerial point of view. Jess Harden's made a considerable improvement in the last year, and if it had been me personally, I'd have waited another year. I wouldn't see. I mean, I know how good Gary is. I can understand anybody else not knowing it. I mean, everybody thinks he's slow. He's not. He's one of the fastest heavyweights I've seen. He doesn't move his feet like other heavyweights, but he's got such quick hands and such a quick brain that, you know, he's so deceiving and so deceptive. Now, I know that, and I know other people don't know that, so that's why I wouldn't have taken the fight. I had the inside track, if you know what I mean.
If we can look ahead a little bit, I think there's Derek Williams on the horizon, possibly, but this fella here has been talking about Mike Tyson that you know a little bit about. Would he, in time, be capable of going in with a fella like Tyson?
Yeah, he told me years ago that he had the perfect style to beat Mike Tyson, you know, before Mike Tyson was really a star. So, you know, I've got to believe in anybody that keeps winning like he does. You've got to believe him.
I think, though, from your point of view, the happiest sight tonight is to see Jess Harding back on his feet.
Yeah, my heart's pounding now still. I'm glad it's over.
Can I just say, I stayed at Henlow Grange to prepare for this fight, and can I say to all the people that I met there, I hope you're watching, and I hope you're pleased with the performance tonight, and thank you very much. You're all lovely.